My name is Hari Singh, and I was born in England in 1962, and I always had a very strong interest in martial arts and health from a young age. My father used to be a wrestler, and so were his elder brothers, and they were quite well known in Punjab in the 1920s, 30s. And so when I was 18, I decided to go to mainland China and pursue my interest in martial arts, and subsequently I ended up staying there nearly 11 years, and eventually after China I traveled around, went to all around Asia, to Tibet, Cambodia, Vietnam, Mongolia, borders of Afghanistan, and eventually sort of travel around the world, making my way back to England. Wherever there are human beings, there have always been forms of health and self-defense and martial arts. In in ancient England, you had knights of the Round Table, and in Japan, you had karate, and wherever there's martial arts, I mean, wherever there's human beings, there's always been martial arts. Just that how Kung Fu is just one term, but within Kung Fu there are hundreds and hundreds of different styles: northern styles, family styles, southern styles, northern styles, religious styles, what developed in monasteries, and a lot of also Chinese Kung Fu was influenced by Indian yoga, because in ancient times a lot of Indian monks went to China and they took religious scriptures with them. So if you go to a lot of monasteries in China, all the writing is in Sanskrit, and sometimes if you look in caves or pictures on the wall, even in Shaolin temple, at its height it had over 5,000 monks, and the majority of them were Indians, not Chinese. And eventually, as the Chinese taught the Indian monks taught the Chinese yoga, Ayurvedic medicine, healing, they slowly developed this, and forms of martial arts like Shaolin developed. Eagle Claw itself is a very traditional, old classical martial arts system, which is nearly 1,000 years old, and was invented by a general who was famous hero in China, because he fought on the wild west of China in the nomadic regions, and he observed the way eagle moved and the way it hunted its prey, and with his knowledge of martial arts he formulated ways of moving where you control and seize pressure points of the body, and he taught this to his special unit of soldiers, and eventually he taught one person who was a monk, and this monk was expert in fancy kun, which is acrobatic style of Kung Fu, and a lot of kicks in it, and he combined the forms that he learned from Yufei and took it to the northern Shaolin monastery. So 5 generations it just stayed in a monastery until then it was taught to a nun-monk with the name of Lao. Lao is a family name, surname, and it then went through the Lao family until it got to Lao Fat Man. He had about 5 children, but of them he had also a daughter, Li Lao. When he passed away in 1962, his eldest daughter inherited the legacy of the Eagle Claw system and became head of the family. And at that time she was a movie actress, and she made over 150 movies, Wong Fei Hong movies, and she then wanted to carry on teaching the system, and then spent most of her time teaching and stopped making films. And it was during the early 80s that I was introduced to Li Li Lao. Before that, I used to train with another famous master in the monkey style, and he introduced me to Li Li Lao and gave me to her, because sometimes some masters they tell you to go to another teacher or give you to another teacher, and I ended up then staying with her for many years and becoming her disciple. And eventually, when at that time Hong Kong was going back to mainland China, and then I decided that to come back to England to my family, and Grandmaster Li Li Lao migrated to the United States of America and set up the Li Li Lao International Eagle Claw Federation, and has dedicated her life to spreading this knowledge of the Eagle Claw style. And I came here, and I'm teaching here at the moment the Eagle Claw style. But Eagle Claws have got a lot of locking, a lot of seizing, a lot of pressure point attacks. But Kung Fu is very expressive and beautiful to behold, and it's a good hobby. And I always say to people, learn it to develop your skill, to be graceful, to enjoy something that's very dynamic and creative and good for your health. In this series that we're going to do, I want to teach some Taoist yoga technique, so that any person of any age, you could be old, you could be young, everybody has the chance to do something, and if they do it regular, they will get some benefit from it. And so we're going to teach some techniques that everybody, you at home, you can do with your family, with your mother, with your sister, with your children. Sit in front of the TV and do this thing what millions of people in China are doing. This Qigong that I'm going to teach was invented by the founder of the Eagle Claw style, and then many people learned it, and it spread across China over 1,000 years. There's different versions of it, and this one I'm going to do, it's good for your kidneys, your spleen, your heart, your stomach. It lets your energy flow around, because disease happens when stagnant qi or shakti, the energy in your body, does not move around and gets stuck. And when it gets stuck over a period of time, that's what causes sickness. So, like the saying in China, running water never grows stale.